Yeah, I know. So there's a lot of chaos going on, but there's also a lot of beauty. It's like a garden. We gotta kind of weed out the bad stuff so the good stuff has more room to grow. And in reality, we all know weeds aren't bad. I mean, they have a purpose. Like, dandelion will grow in soil that needs nourishment. Certain weeds show up to provide nutrients to the ground. And then we came up with this idea of like noxious weeds where we gotta like keep the certain ones in containment, and like, yeah, that's all helpful and stuff, but like instead of just spraying some chemicals, we need to like acknowledge that dandelions are sacred, beautiful plants. You know, if you want to pull them by hand. You know, leave the gut microbiome of the garden whole and happy and balanced. You know, get in there with your hands and feel the dirt and really get dirty, and that will increase your immune system. And so if we look at life right now like a garden, it's meant to be loved, it's meant to be nurtured. And when we're manifesting, we don't have to like force things, because we know that, is it our magical like forcing that makes the garden grow? No, it's the water, it's the sunlight. It's so simple. And so sometimes we just need to allow things to happen. We need to like allow things to flow. We need to like allow the love in, allow the light, you know, the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot control. I'm not saying this right. God, grant me the courage to change the things I can and ought to, the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and should not change, and the wisdom to know the difference. And we can look at the state of the world and get into this like anxiety and fear, and we're really, what's at the root of that is actually what we're projecting into the future. Like, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And we maybe get obsessed with doom scrolling on Facebook that does absolutely nothing for us. We may be, you know, incessantly watching the news, and like the way that the news is portrayed is actually to keep us hooked in. It's to keep us afraid. It's to control our minds, so we can't think outside the box, and we can't think that there's anything that we can do about it, and there's no solutions, and it's just all these problems. But really, like, what's going on behind all of this really is just a deep calling for us to come back home. And how do we help the world? How do we all want to help the wars. We want there to be peace. We all want that. Even Donald Trump wants that at his heart. Even Putin wants that. Like, everybody just wants to feel peace. They want to have peace around us. They might forget that, and they might act out of a state of fear and chaos to try to control things. We might feel things are out of control and spiraling out of control, and we might grasp on to every little thing that we possibly can. And really, like, what we need most right now, well, okay, community. We need people around us that remind us of the love and the beauty in the world, that lift us up, that bring us up, that bring out the best in us, that we can contribute our love, our gifts, right? We absolutely need nervous system regulation. When our bodies are in fight, flight all the time, we're like running from the tiger that doesn't exist, you know? So using the tools to calm down, to tell the body it's safe, then we will start to see the things around us that are actually getting better. Like, oh my goodness, all this beautiful medicine, you know, the science behind medicine and herbal medicine and new discoveries of like, how do we heal this? This is fascinating. It's amazing. There's these brilliant scientific minds that are really just trying to like help the world, right? And like, oh my goodness, it's really cool. And I don't know, people working with like organic gardening and just growing all these abundant food. It's that time of year where it's like springtime, getting ready to plant the seeds. We're gonna have beautiful harvest this year, so we want to focus on those things that like calm us down. Like, I'm gonna go sit in my backyard for an hour. Even my dog, she'll sit in the backyard for an hour with me, and then all the rest of the day she's like not barking at people and walks. I can walk right next to people. There's dogs across the street. I can get her to sit. Like, time in nature is so restorative. And we begin to look around and we begin to hear the bird songs, and then the bird songs begin to take over that inner chatter in our minds and begin to replace it with the sounds of nature. And those are the sounds that remind us like everything is in balance, everything is in harmony. And then the rain comes, you know, and then the flowers come, and then the food comes, and then our friends and our people and celebration and all this beautiful things. And if you don't see the new world we're creating, you might come into the fear. But we need to keep reminding ourselves and each other that like, hey, remember why we're here, remember the earth we're building, remember the future we're building, and ask yourself, what is my part? What is one thing that I can do to help somebody else today? Maybe it's making a positive YouTube video, maybe it's saying hi to a neighbor, you know, whatever it is, it's for you to figure out and to do that, right? And when we each do that and we each become a part of something bigger, and remember there's a higher, beautiful intelligence here. There is a higher power. There's something greater going on that maybe we can't see, but we need to tune into it and raise our frequencies to a level where we know that everything's going to be okay, where we can find peace no matter what's going on around us, and trust. Really be in that like trust, like everything is unfolding as it should. This is a call to go inward and ask, what's my part in this beautiful play? What are my gifts? What are my people? Like, what am I here to do? And like, oh yeah, I love doing this. Oh yeah, maybe I could try that. Oh, maybe I'll try something new tomorrow. Maybe I'll wake up and do this. Maybe I'm gonna watch a video on this so I can become an expert on this and then teach it, or whatever it is. Oh, I'm gonna join a new hobby. I'm gonna join a new community, whatever it is. And I loved watching Next Level Soul today, and just hearing this theory of like those TV shows where like people's, what do they say? Something about like it's like Earth is like this beautiful kitchen, but it's like, oh no, this business is going out of business, and this guy comes in and he's gonna reno it, and he's gonna like demolish it and like rebuild it and put up beautiful art and make it functional and make it aesthetically pleasing and then make it like really beautiful. But they come in and the family's fighting and they're like, why are you doing it this way? No, I want it this way. No, oh my god, what if this doesn't work? Oh my god, this is costing money. What's gonna happen next? Blah 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 blah. And then at the end of it, it's like, oh yeah, we were building something even better. And then the people come. It's like the Good Earth near me. You know, Good Earth closes down on, you know, nobody's going there, and then the place is empty for a while, and then they put in another coffee shop, and you would think like, why are they gonna put in another coffee shop? The old one didn't work. Like, come on, you're gonna waste your money. And like, this is the most happening coffee shop in the city right here in my neighborhood, Primal Grounds. It's like backed up to the door, lined up, seats. Somehow I managed to get the very last table every time I go in there during the busy time, or, you know, and it's just locally owned and such a good vibe. It's way different than like a mainstream Starbucks, Tim Hortons, where it's just like every coffee shop looks exactly the same and the vibe's kind of low, and you just kind of walk in there and you kind of feel dirty and you kind of feel like, ooh, it's full of toxins. Like, what are they putting in those donuts? And like, what? This isn't even feeding us. And then you walk in here and it's like, oh, I'm gonna have like a whole wheat bread sandwich with like sprouts and cheese and tomatoes, and then we have some vegan soup with like lentils, and then like, oh my, they're making soup with free range meat in it, and they're just like, the owner's sweet and like backed up to the door, and it's like they created something beautiful out of something that just wasn't functional, wasn't successful, right? And they took a chance. They were like, this is an idea, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it my all and see what happens. And you never know what could happen. And so when I see the owner there, she's like the sweetest person. I get so excited when I see her because she's not there that often, and we just talk about my mom and her family and her kids and how we know each other from way back when they first started in the farmers market. And I don't know, just something beautiful came out of something that was just not working. And so that's what we're creating. This is what we're stepping into, and this is what we need to always consciously remember. And you know, like, if you want to like doom scroll for like an hour, like, you'd be way better off to just sit and close your eyes, maybe move. And I'm just like moving through things these days, and it's like I feel so much better. Not only do I feel better because it's spring and I'm getting vitamin D, and I know that the summer's coming and all these festivals outside and gatherings with our friends and drum circles, but like it's also like, oh yeah, wait, move. I did a video on these if you guys want to watch my short 4-minute like somatic movement video, but like moving my head and moving with my breath and like coming into my body and being like slowing the breath down, moving my shoulders, like moving my knees, my feet, my body. It just wants to move. It wants to be free. It wants to like calm down. It wants to like be at peace. So doom scrolling is activating, it's triggering. I feel jealous, I feel envious, I feel, oh my god, I gotta post whatever, blah 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 blah. I can't, like, oh my god, what are they talking about? Oh my god, maybe if I read one more post. But like lately, stepping back from that, and I'm like, hey, what can I do to nourish myself instead of activate myself? I'm not saying Facebook's all bad or anything. Like, there's some good stuff on there. You want to post about positive things in your life, some good views, like, great. But don't get pulled into something outside of yourself that you can't control. Those algorithms are meant to get you hooked. They're meant to be addictive, so you spend more and more time. And the more time you spend doing something that's not nourishing you, that's actually addictive and making you feel worse, that's time you will not get back ever. But if you take that time, do some art, do some guitar, sing along to your favorite music, whatever it is, nourish. We need food nourishment, we need water, we need love, we need community, we need purpose, but we also need self-nourishment. We need to dig deep in that infinite well of like wholeness and clarity and beauty. And so remember that. So yeah, look up somatic healing or nervous system regulation techniques or breath work, meditation, whatever it is. Find something that works for you, something you love doing, something that brings you peace, joy, and balance. And you want to create that outside of yourself, so you start by creating it within you. If the world is a mirror and a reflection of what's going on in you, and you want world peace, create peace within you. Love you.